Hello everyone, today let's talk about what is outcome harvesting. Outcome harvesting can be really helpful tool for the evaluations in these modern days. And to explain this in a single page, today I have prepared my presentation using Figma, which is free. You can also use if you like. So let's just quickly start with what is outcome harvesting. See here, outcome harvesting is a method that collects or harvests evidence of what has been achieved and works backward to determine whether and how the project or intervention contributed to that change. In simple sense, and this is developed by Recordo Wilson-Grau. Now, let's see main idea. What is the key idea in this outcome harvesting? And definitely we have to compare it with traditional M&E that mostly starts with did we achieve what we planned? See, key question is did we achieve what we planned? That's mostly asked during the evaluation in traditional approach, but this outcome harvesting approach starts with what changed and how did we contribute to that change, or let's say what is the change and how did we contribute to this change is the main idea of outcome harvesting. And there are three main different components, and that is one of that is outcome, second harvesting, and third contribution. And what is outcome in this principle? Outcome is a change in behavior, relationship, actions, policies, or practices of key actors that can be observed or verified. Likewise, what is harvesting? Identifying and documenting these outcomes, intended or unintended, positive or negative. And what's the contribution? Contribution is tracing how the project or intervention influenced or contributed to that change. So these are the key components of outcome harvesting. And outcome harvesting has 6 different stages. Let's look at them one by one. Maybe I just pull it up here. And first stage is design the harvest. And in this stage, what do we need to prepare? Let's see. During this stage or during the stage of design, the key question that the outcome harvesting is trying to answer are agreed with the client or with the company or between evaluator or harvester and the company. Agreement is also more made on how evidence will be gathered and by whom in order to answer the key questions. Everything has to be agreed during this stage, and key questions also has to be agreed. And by whom? Okay, this is very important one. And the second stage or step 2 is review and documentation. In this stage, what we need to be ready with is potential outcome statements or descriptors are identified that include any changes observed in the social actors and how the intervention has influenced these changes. Key terms here: potential outcome statements or descriptors that includes any change observed in the social actors, that can be different social actors, how the interventions has influenced these changes. Okay, how the interventions has influenced those changes. You can pause and reflect on this. And the third step is engage with informants. And in this, key things that we need to be reminded is the harvester engages in discussion with those best placed to pass on knowledge about how outcomes have been achieved and who contributed to them. Engage with those who have information about what was the change and who have contributed and how were those changes achieved. Here harvester means it can be evaluator as well. And the fourth stage is substantiate. Here claims are substantiated by talking to external sources to ensure accuracy, or we can say triangulation of the information from the external sources. Triangulation of the information. And the fifth stage includes analyze and interpret. Here, outcome statements are organized and the evidence gathered used to try answer the initial evaluation question. This now has direct connection with the stage 1. What was the question agreed in the beginning, and here analyze and interpret, connecting back to all the steps. Analyze the information, analyze the evidence, and try to synthesize answer to all the questions that were agreed in the stage 1, or let's say just evaluation questions. And the sixth and last step is support use of findings. Harvesters identify points for further discussion and ways in which the findings can be used in the future. See, if we do not use the findings of any evaluation, that's going to be just in the tray or in our documentation file only. Here, this outcome harvesting or any evaluations, ideally if we can utilize or use those findings in the future, or if that can be referenced to the future designs or interventions, that's always helpful and that's the best way. So sixth stage just ensures how to use those findings, how can those findings can be used for the future references. So that's just a one-page summary of outcome harvesting. Hope you found it helpful. For the further detail, you can refer to the book written by Recordo Wilson-Grau, book called Outcome Harvesting, and you can also refer to the article. Name of that article is Outcome Harvesting is a methodology for the retrospective evaluation of small-scale community development interventions. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to write them down in the comment section. Thank you for watching.